Welcome to Lake Narracan, the home of Latrobe City International Slalom event for 2016. Well, some of the world's finest slalom skiers are here to compete this weekend, and Lake Narracan, of course, a fantastic venue. Hosted plenty of nationals over the years, and great to have the support of the Latrobe City Council. Well, Latrobe's only 150 kilometres east of Melbourne, and a great place to visit.
So with plenty of nature walks and plenty of areas to visit down here in the Latrobe Valley area, of course the Baw National Park, the Thompson Dam, great viewing spots, great to bring the camera and the family and take some great family snaps down here in the Latrobe City area. Great food, great atmosphere as well. We've got Terrelgan and some of the big name towns down this way, Walhalla, of course one of the iconic towns, historic towns down in the Latrobe area as well. So now we have our official towboat, the Ski Nautique 200. We have both the open bow and closed bow versions here, both towing each skier or individual skiers through our slalom course here in our head-to-head challenge. Well, coming up on this afternoon's telecast, we have the men's head-to-head quarterfinals. We have 8 competitors vying for 4 spots in the semi-final. We'll then have the women's and men's semi-finals, and then to finish off the afternoon will be the finals of the 2016 Latrobe City International. But first up will be Will Asher versus Thomas De Gasperi of Italy. And here we go. This is the 11.25 metre line, so we'll see each of our competitors complete the same line length to see who can surpass either the first competitor or the second to take the title. But Will Asher completing his 11.25 line, so now we'll see Thomas De Gasperi back on the 11.25.
Okay, here's Thomas. Round boy number 3. Well, both of these guys really would expect to run this pass, particularly in these conditions, and Thomas De Gasperi making no mistake, the big, tall Italian, no problems whatsoever on the 11.25 metre line.
So now Will Asher, now on the 10.75, so between the centre of the course out of the boys, 11.5 metres, so has 3/4 of a metre shorter rope to get around all 6 of our boys, gets around 3, he's there at 4 though, it's going to struggle to make it at 5, lost the handle, Will Asher, 4 on the 10.75. Looked comfortable, looked good, looked in control. We saw him take the Moomba Masters last weekend, so his confidence is high. Just had to wait for the pull of the Nautique and just couldn't hold on to our tow rope there, Will Asher. The score to beat, 4 on the 10.75.
Well, it's sudden death, remember, but Thomas De Gasperi knows exactly what he has to do. Round 2, that was a great turnaround 2. Stretches for 3. Now he gets to 4. He knows he's got to get to boy 5. Oh, he turns 5. No problem at all, and stretches for 6. And the Italian is through to the next round.
He's through to the semi-finals. Thomas De Gasperi. Go now to Fred Winter versus John Travers. Fred Winter, of course, from Great Britain. This is the 11.25 metre line, so he knows he needs to run this pass. Looking good here, Fred Winter, as he edges out to boy number 4. Perfect conditions here for slalom here at the Latrobe Valley Water Ski Club, and a great pass there on the 11.25.
John Travers next. These are the conditions that John Travers is a little more used to. His parents have a water ski school in Florida. Always dead calm conditions. And John Travers looking extremely comfortable now on the 11.25 metre rope length. Stretches around 5, locks himself in, and no problem at all on that extremely short rope length.
So now we go to the 10.75. It's Fred Winter. Wants to run this pass, give himself some confidence, and then see if John Travers can beat whatever score Freddie can put up now. Gets around to 3. Heads across to boy number 4. Nice tight turn. Keeps the rope nice and tight. Can he run the 10.75? Gets across to number 6. It is a completed 6 on the 10.75 for Fred Winter.
So Jonathan Travers, he has to complete this pass for the two of them to move on to the next length. John Travers hooks around boy 2. Well, the skis become airborne, and unfortunately taking a fall, leaving Freddie Winter as the winner of this round. But we pick up, well, there's a little bit of a breeze has developed, and John Travers maybe just blown down course, too much speed coming into the boy number 2, and unfortunately falling. We move on now to the next round, Corey Vaughan and Adam Settlemyer.
Yeah, Corey picking him up at boy number 2, looking strong behind that Nautique 200. Gets a ski nice and wide there at 3. Edges to boy number 5 now. Perfectly through the wakes and out through boy number 6 there. Corey Vaughan from the USA, a full pass on the 11.25 line.
Now we go to the Czech Republic and Adam Settlemyer in this round of slalom. Remember, it's head-to-head and it's sudden death. And it's 11.25. He breaks forward a fraction at the shoulders around 4. Got it back together pretty quickly. Now that's the 5th turn now for Adam Settlemyer. Turn 6, out through the gates, no problem whatsoever. These guys, all of them looking comfortable on 11.25, but they are the world's best.
Yeah, it is, of course, Rob, the world's best slalom skiers here. Now, Corey Vaughan onto the 10.75. Needs to put a big score on the board, because if the score does get equalled by the second competitor, the first competitor will go through to the semi-finals. And Corey Vaughan there skiing 5 on the 10.75. So if Adam needs to go past 5 on the 10.75 here.
Well, let's see if he can. Corey a bit disappointed there, but just about stands a scalp around 2, but he's back in business now. Gets out to boy 4, turns 4. He's leaning into 5. Can he get to 6 and get around 6? Oh, well, he doesn't. Well, it looks like there's a tie, Jared, and the ramifications are our winner will be Corey Vaughan.
Yeah, Corey will move his way into the semi-finals. Congratulations to Corey.
It felt good. My early passes, I felt really dialed in. I was very confident in going into the last pass. Unfortunately, made a little bit mistakes along the way, and that cost me the spot to advance into the semi-finals.
So we go to our next competitors. It's Joel Howley from Australia versus the world record holder, Nate Smith of the USA. And this is the 11.25 line. So Joel looking a little bit uncomfortable here on the 11.25, but still managing to get around boy number 5 and angles across and around number 6. So completes the pass, puts the pressure now on Nate Smith from the USA.
Okay, starting on the 11.25 metre line. Nate Smith, a beautiful, tight, customary turn, as we like to see Nate Smith do around boy 1. Now he's at the 3rd, takes in the 4th. Well, it even looks like he's not in a hurry as he just waits for boy 5, and a beautifully executed opening pass on the 11.25 by the world record holder.
Yeah, looks a lot more comfortable, Nate Smith, so let's see what Joel can do. He knows he needs to put a big score on the board for Nate to chase. Gets around, oh no, loses the handle around boy number 2, so it'll be 1.5 on the 10.75 for Joel Howley. Gets a good start here, stands nice and tall on the ski, angles through the wakes of that Nautique 200. Unfortunately, though, just dipped the handle in the water, and that was all she wrote there for Joel Howley from Australia.
Well, Nate Smith knows that he's got to get around 2 and back to the wake. Snaps it around boy 1. Just waits for 2. A beautiful turn around 2. Turns around 3. He's through to the next round. Takes in boy 4. Well, he's really getting a feel for Lake Narracan waters now as Nate Smith successfully completes the 10.75 metre pass.
Yeah, didn't quite get the win, but I had a tough pairing. Old Nate's pretty hard to beat, and I wasn't quite on my game. And when you're not on your game and you're versing this lot, it's a tough game. They eat you up.
So confirming the men's head-to-head quarterfinals winners were Thomas de Gasperi of Italy, Freddie Winter of Great Britain, Corey Vaughan of the USA, and then Nate Smith, all moving through to the semi-finals.
Coming up will be the women's semi-finals. Whitney McClintock and Clementine Lucene will be our first 2 competitors, followed by Brianne Dodd and Manon Costard. Sudden death, the 2 winners will go through to the finals.
Yeah, and here we go. Whitney McClintock of Canada. This is the 12-metre line. So it's Whitney McClintock versus Clementine Lucene here in this semi-final. Gets a nice start here at 1 on the 12-metre line. Should be quite easy for Whitney McClintock. We saw her clinch the Moomba Masters title not 1 week ago as she turns boy number 4, looking so strong behind that Nautique 200. Whitney McClintock, and out through boy number 6. So a great opening pass there on the 12-metre line.
Plenty of experience in this opening semi-final as we see Clementine Lucene from France. Now takes in boy 2. Keeping the line nice and tight on this 12-metre rope length. Conditions look superb at the moment on Lake Narracan as she leans for 5. Beautifully out of that turn and around boy 6, and no problems at all for Clem on the 12-metre line.
So we're going to shorten to the 11.25 metre line here for Whitney McClintock. Can she put a big score on the board and put the pressure on Clementine Lucene now? Edges through the gates. Certainly an important part of this slalom event. Gets to boy number 2. Angles to 3. A little bit down course, though. Made up a lot of time there at 3. She pushes to 4 now here on the 11.25. She's around number 5. And can she make it to 6? She does. She completes the 11.25. Whitney McClintock of Canada.
Well, Clementine Lucene knows exactly what she needs to do. She needs every boy, the whole 6 of them on this pass. 11.25. edges into 2, turns around 2 and stands up the ski around 2. Well, she just couldn't complete the turn, and unfortunately for Clementine Lucene, as we go to replay, a pretty good start out of boy 1, but as she leans into 2, just lost momentum, couldn't turn the ski and stands it up, and that will be it. 2 boys on 11.25 for Clementine Lucene.
So we go now to our next 2 competitors. It's Brianne Dodd of Canada versus Manon Costard of France. And Brianne, of course, being first off the dock. On the 12-metre line now, gets through the gate. She looks good here at 1. Nice start. A little bit back on the ski, though, out of 1. Going to make her a little bit slower into number 2, but gets on it. She's around 3. Pushing to 4 now. Nice tight turn at 4. Angles across to 5 here on the 12-metre line. Not looking as comfortable as what she would have liked, but she completes the 12-metre line. Brianne Dodd of Canada.
Okay, and Manon Costard from France. Round 2. This is the 12-metre pass. Very difficult line length indeed, but she's looking fairly comfortable as she edges into 5, turns around 5. Well, she's just about overturned. Well, she did overturn out of 5, lost a whole lot of momentum, nearly fell, but somehow managed to complete the pass. Look at this. She's pulled way forward as we go to replay, and she somehow managed to squeak around the last boy and run that 12-metre pass.
But here we go, Brianne Dodd back now on the 11.25. Gets good angle through the gates. Needs a good start here. Better start. Here's what we saw on the 12. Nice tight turn there at 2, though. She's going to might just be inside 3. We'll wait for the official score from the judges. It is going to be 2.5 on the 11.25 for Brianne Dodd.
Well, Manon Costard needs 3 to win this semi-final. Turns around 1. Gee, that was a great start. Leans into 2, a tight turn around 2 and beautiful angle. This young lady knows how to slalom ski as she turns around 4 and just waits for 5. And there is our winner, folks. And she'll move through to the semi-final as we go to the results, and Whitney McClintock taking out Heat 1. Manon Costard, our winner of Heat number 2.
Yes, that final will be Whitney McClintock of Canada versus Manon Costard of France, coming right up. But for third place, we have Clementine Lucene and Brianne Dodd of Canada vying for that bronze medal here at the Latrobe City International. And this is Clementine Lucene on the 11.25 line, looking a little bit in trouble now. She gets across to number 3 on the 11.25 and inside boy number 4. So to take the bronze, Brianne needs to go past boy number 3 to take the win.
Well, 3's a fairly tough mark at 11.25. Let's see what Brianne can do. Round 1 will stood the ski up around 1. That's going to put her behind, and it does way behind. Unfortunately, can't manage to do it. So third place goes to Clementine Lucene as we look at Brianne Dodd. Way too much ski in the air around boy number 1 and just couldn't get to the second boy.